the Charlie Boys of this world. So we don't know what it portends for Nigeria. But the first thing is protest a legitimate right of the people?
Well, protest in democracy. In fact, in our African cultural system, protest has always been, accepted as a way of, airing your grievance, anger, frustrations. You need to ventilate these things because they know that if you don't ventilate it, it may explode. So democracy is a right. Democracy ensures the right of every citizen to demonstrate. Now, the police somehow is still stuck in the colonial era where they tell you that you need permit. You don't need permits. Lawyers have said it, have been tested in court. But different people still come and say the police has not cleared you. Police does not need to clear anybody to do demonstrations or protests in Nigeria. Police, you just need to inform the police that we are doing a protest. Come and provide security. So the work of the police and other security agencies during the protest in democracy is to ensure that fifth columnists do not infiltrate legitimate protests, to ensure that the people who are infiltrated do not turn protests to riots, because that is where the problem starts. So it is the work of the police and security agencies to provide cover for those who are protesting. There's hunger in the land. You are beating a child, you are telling the child not to cry. There's unemployment rate very high. There is service charges increasing everywhere. Electricity tariff has gone above the roof. Fuel, petroleum cost is everywhere. Cost of education is increasing. Cost of food is not more acceptable. Cost of drugs. People are living at edges. And you are telling them not to protest. What do you want them to do? To go and die in silence? No. So they have to protest. They have to, and protest is to let the government know. Because these people don't have access to government. Those days, they used to write open letters in newspapers before technology became prevalent. But you don't even who have access, who reads it. So will the people now go to government house or go to the various? No. So this way they can now. So if the government doesn't want the protest, as they are saying, reduce the cost of petroleum, reintroduce the subsidy, and make sure the subsidy is not bad. It is the fraud that is bad in it. So remove the fraud in the subsidy. How can the almighty government tell me you don't know those who are committing the fraud? Meanwhile, the failure of government to make the 4 refineries work are the issues that we are having. So why not fix the refineries? Why not make them work? Okay. So that we can have all these things and then we cannot go back to the status quo of May 28, 2023. When we go back to the status quo, then we can begin the conversations. Because that's where we need to go back to. People spend as much as, look at what is happening in the universities now. A lot of universities are shutting down electricity supply to their students. Benin is grappling with that. Lagos is grappling. Ibadan is grappling. All of these universities. So do you want an implosion? So the students are having issues, and once they start having issues and it spills out, it becomes a problem. So the best thing now is for government to start coming out fast. Look at what they are doing, selling truckloads of grains.
Let's leave that. Let me ask you. The protest, if it begins, how can it be managed? I have this saying, you have a right to swing your arms. But I must mind the nose of the man standing next to me. Okay? Protesters, they have a right to protest. Must they stop others from moving around? Must they barricade the roads? Must they make movement difficult for people? Must they also suffer those who are doing the legitimate businesses? How can it be?
There are different types of protests. There was what you call picketing, which Labour uses a lot. Picketing is you close down an establishment, for example, an organization, maybe the office or government establishment, and said, nobody's coming in, nobody's going to work here today, or for 3 days or 4 days. That is picketing. It's also recognized as a legitimate form of protest. We saw, I watched on one news channel this morning, how Niger Delta women, some women from some community in Niger Delta who have been living in darkness, went to protest and they picket the company and said, no, you will not work here until you restore power, electricity power to us. We have been in darkness. So it's legitimate. It's allowed. But now, when you now come for demonstrations and protests of this nature where it involves the larger group of people, that's why I said the work of the security forces is to ensure that other citizens that are going about their legitimate means of income, we should not suffer for it. So what do?